Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Wednesday episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. I am the heel that you love to hate, O'Shea Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Petty Guerrero.
Hey, yo, it's me. It's the T-double-O, that J-I-double-G-2, Jiggy, TJ Jefferson. What up, though? What's up, man?
Man, I'm on location, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm on location.
You want some, looks like a hotel room in an undisclosed, parts unknown type environment.
No. We're on family vacation. On family vacation. All right. And
Jackson
we got
family
the whole
values.
family. Yup. We got my brother and his kids. I got my baby girl. We stacked out here. And we're
Jacksons
in Maui. Yeah, man. So my pops rented out a house. And I had to sneak off into the office because my little nephew don't care about me recording, don't care about me, my show or any of my success. And he will scream in the background.
Okay.
So yeah, man, but I'm in Maui, without long hair like The Rock. But I'm here. I'm here doing big things, but I got a job to do, TJ.
And
all right.
And that's what you're doing right now. We got a special guest coming up today. You want to tell the people who that is?
Man, the big man Tony D will be joining the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. NXT obviously got Stand and Deliver coming up, and we used to be the hub for NXT.
I think
therefore
still might be. Still might be.
Therefore, they came to your boys in CW to make sure that we make Tony D feel like the star that he is. And we will do that. That's what we do.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure we'll drop this again later in the pod, but just right now, NXT Stand and Deliver, St. Louis, upcoming live streaming event produced by WWE for NXT. It's the 6th annual Stand and Deliver. It'll take place Saturday, April the 4th at the Factory at the District in St. Louis, Missouri. And this is the first Stand and Deliver to take place outside of WrestleMania week, and the first standalone event, NXT's first standalone event to stream on YouTube in the United States. So, remember last year we went to Stand and Deliver in Vegas. The card started at 6:45 or something a.m. It was early.
That's when they got in. That's when the wrestlers got in.
Yeah, it was a long night for some because remember the Hall of Fame was the night before. And Sean was, at least, I'm sure the NXT kids were in bed, but or whatever they were doing in Vegas. But Sean was there, Booker was there. Yeah, so it was a late night for them. But yeah, Stand and Deliver. And Tony D'Angelo will be part of a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship between our guy. And you know what? Here's the thing about No Contest Wrestling. All 4 of these men have appeared or are about to appear on No Contest Wrestling. That's the champion, Joe Hendry. Ricky Saints, former champion, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo.
My boy.
All right, so make sure if you guys to get ready for that, go and check out all our past interviews with those 3, and then of course this one with Tony D coming up. But before we get to him, let's talk about the big thing, and it was Oba got Brock again, man. Monday night,
boy,
he got Brock again, and now that really makes me feel like Brock is most definitely winning this match at WrestleMania.
100%.
But he's putting him over, right? Because you don't always, like your boy LeVar Ball says, even when I lose, I win. Sometimes a loss is a win. Now, of course, Oba could come out and just run through him, but it's just kind of how I feel, and I guess by your laugh, how you feel this is going to happen.
Yeah, that's just how wrestling has taught us to look at things. When you're really paying attention and you're making you look good. I must be getting the victory.
Right.
So it's people are going to have something to say about it if it does go that way because we could be wrong. I mean, I definitely didn't see Brock dismantling John Cena the way that he did at WrestlePalooza. So, we
didn't see Goldberg coming in and just wrecking Brock when he came out, was that SummerSlam that year?
Yeah. We know it can go either way just through past experiences with this beautiful thing that is known as professional wrestling would lead us to think in this fashion. And therefore, And it once again, it's still a delicate thing that they have to handle.
Still a few weeks.
And I think I think Brock's still going to make Oba look good. I think it might, if he does get the win, it'll be one of those, the experienced warrior. I didn't necessarily powerhouse you to death, but I beat you off experience. And that's the only way that I can see it still making sense for both characters.
So he's going to catch him in a small package and roll him up for the quick three. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, one of them.
Imagine if he does that, but Brock has his foot on the rope or holds the rope.
You got protect him, protect.
So that'll be interesting. And also, speaking of Brock, bro, we always like to make sure that the stuff that we say here is accurate and factual. Last week, you and I were debating. We were thinking, had Brock ever beat Seth Rollins? And the second the show was over, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. 2019 Extreme Rules, Brock cashed in Money in the Bank on Seth. No, it wasn't like an advertised one-on-one match. So I think that's probably why it just escaped our minds. But if you remember,
didn't even come up on Google.
Right, but if you remember, there was an Extreme Rules winner-take-all mixed tag team match. Seth was the Universal Champion. Becky was the Raw Women's Champion. This was pre-marriage. They were just dating. They went against Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin. And if Lacey and Baron had won, they would have won both titles. Right. Seth and Becky retained. And then literally 3 seconds after Seth got the pin, that music that scares you hit, Brock comes down, and that's how it was. Brock comes down, cash in, F5, 3 count, new champ. That's how that went down. So we were off, and I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that, he actually did get a win on him. So
yeah, man, we knew we're not Colin Cowherd. We'll tell you when we're wrong.
Also, one more thing, we were talking last week, and I was saying how I was watching WrestleMania 17, and I was like, they took out Ice-T's performance with The Godfather and D'Lo. Actually, that was WrestleMania 2000. I watched that right after 17, so that's I messed up on that one, and I should have known that, Shay, because I was in the building. I was in Anaheim.
Oh my God!
I was there. TJ. Yeah, I was there at WrestleMania 2000.
The amount of historical events that you're at, bro, you might be our nexus point. You might be like our canon event. Like, we have to protect you at all costs. TJ.
I completely forgot about it. And there's something else funny. I sat because I got my tickets before the William Morris merger. Endeavor. I got my tickets through Endeavor. Endeavor had signed WWE maybe like 2 years, a year before that. So I got my tickets through Endeavor, and I sat with a bunch of the wives. Like, I was with Karen Jarrett, who at that point was Karen Angle, married to Kurt Angle. I think I was with Chris Jericho's wife and Christian's either wife or fiance. And I remember Karen Jarrett telling me, Kurt at that time, he was the Intercontinental and the European champion going into that match. He had a 3-way against Chris's Jericho and Benoit, and she kind of told me before the show started that Kurt was going to lose both belts, but he wasn't going to lose, if you get what I'm saying. And I was like, oh, okay. So I think it was Benoit beat Jericho first for the IC title, and then Jericho pinned Benoit for the European title. I think it was something like that. But anyway,
just more Vince McMahon mumbo jumbo.
Right? I bring that up, bro, because getting close to WrestleMania, I'm sure you do the same thing. I know I like to go back and rewatch some old WrestleManias. Like I said, I watched 17, 2000. Last night I went to the beginning, bro. I rewatched WrestleMania. I can't even say 1 because it wasn't WrestleMania. It was just WrestleMania, and I watched that. And it's amazing to see how far WrestleMania has come, truly. But even then, Shay, before it had a history, it was set up that you really knew that this was something special even back then for the first one. And now we are, 40 some years later, 41, I guess, years later. And
42.
42. I didn't know if that first one, so it's 2, 3, 42. I'm more verbal than math, I can't count.
Yeah, man. It's incredible how much it's grown, and for you and I to be going to as many as we are.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of it. I almost slipped up.
Like I said, the sad thing is it looks like the streak might be coming to an end after this year because
oh yeah, bro.
Unless you're doing a movie
Mickey
over
Mouse wants to throw it back. Unless Mickey Mouse wants to throw it back. Then I don't see it, bro.
And of course,
they're gonna make Pete Rosenberg do it.
Of course, the other big thing was Roman and Punk we're still getting that going, except this time there was a little Jay kind of stepping up and some look at this giving Roman an order and Roman followed it. I don't know.
I was hyped. I was like, hold on. For him to be like, Joe, get him, Joe.
And he got him.
And he got him. Got him real good.
But that's been good. We'll see where that goes. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit later. But I know I'm going to let you do your thing because I know our guest is ready. I'm sure you got something real nice set up for the man. So the floor is yours.
All right, our next guest. If you guys know, our number one question is our bar fight question, TJ.
Yeah, people love it.
And this guy, he's been picked quite a bit by other superstars as somebody that will make sure you will get to the car. This guy is also probably the only one that might have the recipe on how to stop Oba Femi. The man obviously got hands, but tonight he's got answers on the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tony D'Angelo.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's going on?
What's up, man? Happy to have you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
A lot of people pick you for our bar fight question, man. They say that you are somebody to have on their side to make sure they will get to the car, man. What does that feel like to know that you're the champ and a lot of people are?
And we're talking Trick. Trick was one. Do you remember? There was at least 3 or 4. Other than Haku, your name's been mentioned almost as much. Oba picked you as well. Yeah, there was at least 3 or 4 guys early. Yeah.
Well, he knows. Unfortunately, no, it feels good, man. True. I mean, the roster knows when it gets thick, you want me in the corner. So, I got a lot of accomplishments outside of here that'll say, point them in the right direction.
Let's talk about it, man. What kind of accomplishments would make me want to make sure that you're on my bar fight team to get me home?
Well, I'm not afraid to scrap, really. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. But I come from an amateur wrestling background, state champ, national champ in high school, college All-American, D1. I have a nice little list of accolades in that department. So I think that helps my case for sure.
Wrestled for the University of Buffalo there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was did a nice little 5-year stint, redshirted my freshman year. It was a good time. That's where I met my wife, and I got a lot of good friends from that wrestling team. So
that's what's up.
All right. Now, when did you get bit by the wrestling bug? Is a question we got to ask everybody on their first time on the show.
So when I was probably elementary school, me and my buddy Jason, we used to watch, and we found out who The Rock was. So, and
that'll do it.
I remember we were on the school bus doing the eyebrow thing and just layeth the smackdown on each other. We'd be in the backyard doing dumb stuff, but then I found out who Kurt Angle was, and being an amateur wrestler and all, I had some medals and stuff, and I would put those on and pretend it was Olympic gold, and double legs, single legs, Germans in the backyard, probably not good for your your neck, but it was we had our own promotion that we had to make sure the fans got what they wanted.
Was it did you go the Hardy Boys route with the trampoline, or was it on the mats, or was it the Mick Foley style on some mattresses?
It was just on the dirt, man. Just
no,
you were grimy with it.
We didn't have time to think about it. We were just getting after it.
Let me tell you something. As someone who once caught a DDT in about, I think, 9th or 10th grade on a hardwood floor by a friend of mine, that was sometime in the late 80s, and I think I still feel that today. Like I felt it about 20 minutes ago on my head, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, you'll remember that one, or you won't remember it. It depends. Yeah, but just kids being kids, messing around. But I think after that, though, after the elementary school stuff, I kind of got away from it. I did wrestling, football, baseball, so I kind of didn't really have time to do anything or watch anything. So forgot about it for a while. After college wrestling, I wasn't really ready to be done in the athlete realm. So, I tried to figure out how I could get into the WWE thing. And funny enough, one of my high school coaches, he wrestled at the Olympic Training Center with Chad Gable. So he got me in contact with him, who got me in contact with Jerry Briscoe, got the tryout, and now we're here. So pretty cool.
Have you had a welcome to wrestling moment, either a bump that put you on your ass, or a lot of times people bring up the ropes, their first time hitting the ropes. What was your welcome to wrestling moment?
I think it was my first couple weeks, we were just learning how to do all the bumps and stuff. And I took a choke slam, and that one, I of course I no-sold it. But I got up. I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it again." Like, but inside, I was like, "What am I doing now?"
Made you rethink everything, huh?
I did for a second there, but then I headbutt the turnbuckle and I forgot all about it. So it was. But yeah, that choke slam, man, I'll remember that. That was tough.
I've never the choke slam and the power bomb. People hate those. There's nothing nice about it. I feel like we've had a few superstars that are just like, the choke slam and power bomb. I mean, there's not really much you can do as far as protection, I guess. And real quick way to knock the wind out you, I bet.
Yeah. Well, if you don't land completely flat on either one of those, you're gonna feel it for a day or two, maybe a couple weeks, who knows. But the power bomb, that one's, I don't mind that one, actually. Case in point, I took about 60 of them from Oba, and then I was still getting up.
Right after you started, man, how long did it take you to become comfortable to the point where you're like, all right, bet, I think I'm getting the gist of this?
Yeah. Well, I think coming from amateur wrestling, the moves and stuff felt comfortable. It's kind of in that same realm as amateur wrestling, but it was really the psychology and the fan interaction that was kind of new to me. And especially, my third match was War Games. So
your third match ever?
I kind of just got thrown in there, and they were like, figure it out. So, I think probably like 6 months in, maybe a little sooner, it was like, instead of, making sure I do everything right, it became like, I'm going to put on a good show. My mindset kind of changed a little bit as far as that goes. But yeah, for a minute there, I was just like, don't screw up, don't embarrass yourself in front of, a live crowd. And, that was all somewhat new to me. I mean, I wrestled at, Madison Square Garden in college, but at that, you're just concerned about the guy across from you. All that other stuff is just noise. Here, a little different story.
Absolutely. So that was your third NXT match ever? Was that match, that War Games match? No, off the top of my head, that was you, Grayson, Bron, Mello. Just the four of you?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, Trick had a little spot in there where he came in. And,
this was Trick before he made his ascension.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a funny story.
Oh, please.
Actually, so we got through that match. It was a war. We're all beat up, and they're like, "Hey, let's get some pictures of you guys." Like, all right, and then we're sitting at the photo shoot, and we're like, "Where's Trick? Where's Trick?" And they're like, "He's in medical." I'm like, what? I'm like, he was out there for 2 seconds. What happened? but he was fine. He just, somebody threw a chair at him when he was climbing the cage. So I could split his head open. So that was funny. Yeah.
Wow. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah.
When did you get comfortable with the character? Nowadays in wrestling, we don't see too many characters. And people want to come out and be the badass.
Yeah.
But the gimmick and the character is a part of wrestling. That's just like that. That's at its core. That's just one of those foundational things. And you took it with stride, it seemed like, just from watching on TV. So what was that process of hearing the gimmick, learning what you're going to be doing, and moving with it?
Well, I mean, to me, it wasn't that hard because it's a part of who I am. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
We have Sunday dinners, and that was just my life for a while. Forever, really. But yeah. So people, I've heard them go like, I can't believe they gave him that gimmick and blah blah blah. And I was like, well, it was actually my idea. So
okay.
So it was pretty. It was a pretty easy transition. So I wasn't out of my realm at all. Whacking people and stuff, I wasn't doing that in real life. But
okay, man. Okay, nobody said that. Nobody said it.
Now, look, I don't want no problems here.
Yeah.
Was that the first character you pitched? Was that, and even before that, was that something that maybe we always talk about when you're hanging out with your friends, your backyard wrestling? Was that something that went back to those times, or was that just you got there, you knew you needed a name and a character, you went, wait a second?
No, it wasn't really like going back to the kid stuff, but funny enough, when we first got in, actually me and Bron were in a tag together, Bron Breakker. So we were doing that for a minute, not on TV, but like they were priming us. They're like, this is what you're going to do. Kind of like the new age Steiner Brothers type of deal.
Okay. Were you in a singlet too at that time?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Which, I was wearing a singlet before that anyway, so it wasn't
the big deal.
Foreign. But yeah, and then I just remember one day Road Dogg came up and he was like, hey man, like we're not doing this. We're gonna go, and it's right when 2.0 first kicked off. They kind of just clean slate. Everybody, we kind of have a lane for you, and I had to figure out, quick what I was going to do. So in one of the, in-house matches, I just turned it on, and they were like, whoa, like, where'd that come from type of thing, with the accent and all that. And then they were like, yep, we're running with this. Like, this is it. So yeah, pretty cool, bro.
So the process of
when they see it.
The process of you picking your family, was that you like looking for people to work with, or were these just guys that you got placed with and you guys all came together?
That was kind of not on me, but I didn't have a problem with the people I worked with
until there was a problem.
Until there was, and that line of work, it's not built for longevity. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen all the movies, and it doesn't last. Somebody always gets jealous and, wants to be empowered, tired of taking orders. You saw what Stax did. He stabbed me in the back.
Stabbed you in the back.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, really,
Disgusting.
he didn't. He kicked me in the nuts, is what he did.
That-
He didn't stab me back.
That he did. That he did. I was mad at Stacks for a minute about that, man. He
did. He couldn't even do it while I was facing him either. So I had no idea it was coming, and
he went against the family,
myself.
Tone. He went against the family. You don't go against the family.
That's what you're always taught, but maybe not in his house. I don't know.
How you prepare for a nut shot? Like, it's not, I know it's a lot of trust. But like, what's going through your head?
Just please, man, I want to have kids. Like, that's what's going through my head, bro. Like I said, my back's to him, so I'm already like,
yeah.
Please, man.
Please.
He
took care of you, though?
He got me.
Oh, he got
you. Yeah. But I'm happy to say it's all working just fine. My wife's pregnant with our first child.
Oh,
so.
congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. NCW exclusive right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was at the time.
That's hilarious. TJ, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I love you, bro, but I could not. We cannot do that. I can't trust you with that, bro. Not with the good.
It's part of the job, man. It's part of the job.
It's funny. Tony, I work on something called with Rich Eisen here in LA on the Rich Eisen show, a daily sports talk show. And a few years ago, Paige Soraya, now she came on as a guest right before her movie came out, Fighting with My Family. And there was a moment where she wasn't medically cleared to do anything, but she told us here that she could kick somebody in the nuts without kicking them in the nuts. She said that was a talent that she had. So we had two of our guys on the show stand there and kind of brace themselves and take it. And she did it, man. The kick looked and sounded like $1 million, and she did not graze the jewels. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, first of all, I want to just say, how do you find out that you have that talent? So what I mean? Like, there's a lot of trial and error. I feel like she had to rat some dudes to get there.
Well, she grew up in a wrestling family. They're Londoners. They're a little bit rowdy anyway. So I'm sure she probably caught some people coming out of a bar one night and didn't pull it and actually made contact. So
yeah. Well, in a street fight, really, there's no rules. No. So
just get to the car.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, man.
All right, so we heard about you. You're a fan of The Rock and Angle. You watched it growing up, so that means that you are perfect for one of my favorite questions. As a fan, when did wrestling break your heart? A moment that just was like, oh, no way, and crushed you as a fan.
When I found out that this is stupid, but when I found out that Undertaker and Kane weren't brothers.
I know, man.
I was like, what?
No.
I was like, my life's a lie. Oh my God.
Yeah. I've heard that many times from people.
That was one that hurt me a little bit.
I feel you to this day.
That was tough on my little mind at the time. So
that makes sense. I still see people every now and then, I guess jokingly on Twitter, will go like they still don't believe that's not true. And in their mind, they really are brothers, and you can't tell them any different.
Yep. I mean,
man.
He comes out of the flames. Undertaker's a dead man. So, like, it could still be true. But
right.
Every
time I see Kane, I just think, no, man, you killed your parents in a fire. Like, this is what happened. There's no way around.
Yeah, now he's a mayor. That's just a front. That's just a front. He said, that's not for real.
You know,
you got a case pending, bro.
Speaking of something funny like that, I just saw on Twitter, or it was one of the wrestling blogs, that Kane and Glenn Jacobs were having a back and forth on Twitter like they were.
I did see that. I thought that was funny.
So that person who I said that didn't believe they weren't really brothers, that just added fuel to their fire. You know?
Yeah, bro.
It's real. It's real.
Hey, it's still real. You know. So, Tony, you know, we mentioned this man's name because right now he's on fire and his character's on fire, and that's the ruler, Oba Femi. And the thing is, like Shay said, you got the sauce. You're one of what, 2-3 people that we've seen actually get a pin on Oba back in October of what was that, 2024? I want to say you won. You defeated him, ending his record-setting reign. He had a 273-day reign as the NXT North American champion, and you came out and you ended that reign, and I think you were the first guy maybe that I can remember seeing that
a one-on-one.
One-on-one. I mean, maybe he lost earlier in developmental before we really got to see him, but you know, once he became a person of note, you were the first man to put him down. What did that feel like?
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Well, I just want to point out I beat him twice.
I was going to mention that. Yes, yeah. There was a rematch, and you got
it out there. Get it out there.
Just want to point it out. But you know, I'm sure to everybody else it seemed, whoa, can't believe Tony D beat him. But as you guys have found out on your show, everybody wants me on their team when it gets tough. I'm not surprised. It was not a surprise to me. So, you know, I just was out there doing what I was born to do. And that's bust people's heads. And I'm sorry to Oba, but he was just an obstacle in the way of what I wanted.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
And you made history. You became the first wrestler, and I'm gonna make sure I have this right, to win the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Heritage Cup, and the North American Championship. You were the first person to do that.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know if that's true or not. If it's true, very cool. But I have heard, I've seen on Twitter and whatnot about, when I inevitably win the world title, I'll be the first Grand Slam champion that NXT's ever seen. So,
wow,
pretty cool.
And speaking of that, coming up, you're in the Fatal 4-Way Championship match for the NXT Championship, April the 4th, Stand and Deliver, St. Louis, where you'll take on Ricky, Ethan, Joe, and then there's you. And you know what all 4 of you have in common, Tony?
What's that?
All 4 of you have been guests in our family of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast.
I
don't know how many other podcasts can say that. I don't know how many other people can say that all 4 cats that are involved in this major, very major Fatal 4-Way World Championship match have sat down with Mr. O'Shea Jackson and Too Jiggy himself, TJ Jefferson, and call themselves family of No Contest. But I mean, we can say it. I don't know about your pod. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's really
don't do it. Don't hurt him.
I'll leave that to you, Shay. That's your lane.
Yeah, don't hurt him, bro. Don't hurt him, bro.
Well, hey, listen, man. I was kind of wondering where you were going with the whole, I have something in common with the Three Stooges, man. But if it's got to be that, I'm cool with it.
You'll take that one?
Yes, I'll take that one. Yeah.
Now, you said the Three Stooges. Let's talk about it as a guy well loves to say. What can we expect, man, out of this Fatal 4-Way?
Well, look, as you guys saw, when I faced Ricky, it kind of turned into chaos at the end of the match. And right now, that's where I'm thriving. I love chaos. So in my eyes, I got him right where I want him. Joe, he's flustered. The other 2, they're bickering. They say they're on the same page. No point intended, or no pun intended. But
or pun intended.
They're not really, you know?
They both want the same thing. How could they be?
There's no honor among thieves. And if anybody knows that, it's me. So, look, it's going to be chaotic. And that's where I'm doing my best work right now. So, sucks to suck, but it is what it is.
Love it.
And it always feels like whenever there's call-ups, and the NXT roster, it always feels like it goes through like a little refresh of the ecosystem down there. And you look around, you are the experienced big man on campus right now. So just the idea of you being the most dominant figure in this new wave, you got to be chomping at the bit right now to get in this match.
I mean, absolutely, man. I'm ready to steer the ship. It's been a long time coming. I took my little hiatus, figured some things out, and my mind's in the right place, and this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So, yeah, man, I feel bad for those other dudes because they don't really stand a chance, honestly. They might think they do, but they'll say they do. They'll say all the right things, but they know. They know.
So, Tony, on April 5th, right? Let's just say April 4th, I'm going to be busy. I can't watch Stand and Deliver. I'm going to be watching Stand and Deliver, please believe it. But let's just say on April the 4th, I can't watch Stand and Deliver. And the first time I'm able to go on social media is Sunday, April the 5th. And I get to wrestling Twitter. What is the headline going to read?
Headline is going to read, first ever Grand Slam champion and new NXT champion Tony D'Angelo. That's going to be the headline.
There it is.
Now, TJ, I got to make sure we get it in. I got to make sure I get the question in, bro.
Pause. You okay?
Uh-oh.
Chill. I got to make sure I get the question in, bro.
For sure.
So, Tony D, you're at a bar enjoying yourself, possibly after a victory.
Yeah. Celebrating maybe a new championship.
Okay.
There's 50 dudes in this bar that don't like Tony D.
Yeah, they're Mo Green fans. They don't like the Dawn.
So I need you to pick a team of you plus 4 other superstars to make sure Tony D is getting to the car.
Listen, I don't even have to think about it. It'll be me, Bron Breakker, the Creeds, Trick Williams. I will take that squad over anybody.
That is athleticism right there.
Look, man, they're gonna need more than 50 dudes.
Right.
So we got you,
absolutely,
Braun, Julius, Brutus, and Trick Willie.
You got 3 Division I All-Americans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you got really 5, all in D1 athletics. Bron was a state champion in Georgia. You got the Creeds, and then you got me, and then Trick Willie. He's been doing that capoeira, so he's got the trick kicked down. He's got those long legs, man. He's gonna keep everybody at a distance.
D1 athlete too. So
what's that?
I said D1 athlete as well. So
D1 athlete. He was part of the Eagles organization for a little bit. Like he's a stud.
That's the only thing I hold against him is that he.
I was about to say, don't mention this shit around TJ, man.
And I'm looking at your hat, and I'm pretty sure that's a Chicago Bears hat behind you. If I'm not.
Yes.
Okay, so I know you ain't got no love for the Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't like the Eagles, but I do dig the Bears. I like what you guys are doing.
Yeah, they turned it around, but I really don't have any love for the Eagles, man. It's not really their fault, but I'm sure you remember the double doink season. That was rough.
That was painful. I know. Yeah,
we mowed over the Eagles this year. It wasn't even close, and they were supposedly number 1 D line, number 1 defense, and all the Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, all the studs, and the group of misfits that they call the Chicago Bears. He took it to him. So now I'm excited for this next season.
Yeah, what are you expecting as a Bears fan? We know, Seth Rollins, of course, huge Bears fan. Montez Ford, and we got a Rams fan over here, and I know he's going to have something to say. But what are your expectations for the Bears this year, man? You got the quarterback right. That's the most important thing.
Listen,
you got the guy there. So
I'll just say one thing about the Rams. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'll say one thing, man. We had you. We had you. Like, that was a crazy, the last 3.
It was a beautiful game. It was a beautiful game, bro.
Crazy game. But the last 2 minutes in every single Bears game it's always fireworks. You just can't count them out. That last pass to put them into overtime, that was the most up and down flow of emotions that I've ever had watching a game. I said, what are you doing? Oh, man. And then he chucked it up, and then he caught it. And I was like, what a genius. He did it.
Look at that, man. Somebody has to have that tattooed on him. Someone in Chicago has.
Oh, you better believe it.
Or maybe someone in Indiana. I don't want to make you mad, but maybe, someone there might have it too.
The thing in I'm
sorry, hold on, Shay. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it.
All right.
I didn't want to say it.
God.
What?
TJ.
What are you talking about?
Well, that
Indianapolis Bears.
That whole situation is so dumb. Like,
that's
whatever,
insane.
man. I get it. But I'm not going to lie. I don't get it. but you can't be, it's such a historic organization.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, they're the Chicago Bears. They've been around since the beginning of football.
Yeah.
Of course Indiana's happy about it. Of course they are.
Yeah.
They're going to get it. They're going to get the Chicago Bears. But I think they should just move on. If they want to move them to Arlington Heights. Even though it kind of sucks because the stadium right now is right on, Lake Michigan. It's a cool area. It's a cool atmosphere, but
it gets barely cold.
The Indiana Bears just does not sound good.
All right, we will.
The Chicago Bears of Indiana.
I guess
that's not going to fly.
You can put a little hyphen in there. That'll make it better, but.
Yeah, man. The thing with as a Caleb Williams fan, because he went to my alma mater, USC, and I watched the kid for a while. Mm-hmm. He swings for home runs every time, and sometimes we just gotta get on base, baby. It's not like.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I totally 100% agree with you, but the past of the Chicago Bears. It hasn't been that. It's always, 5-10 yard passes. Everybody's scared to, chuck it down the field. But I think we had a lights out year. Everybody wanted to watch the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
It's because he was making those crazy throws. And, of course, his passing percentage isn't going to be, a Bo Nix who's throwing checkdowns the whole time. He's going for it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, you got to risk it for the biscuit.
There you
Kid's
go.
A star.
There you
Kid's
go.
a star. There's no way around it, man.
Yep. I agree.
So somehow we went from bar fight crew to football, but I love it. That's what we do here, man. We talk about whatever interests you. And by the way, you mentioned Capoeira with Trick. There's a movie called Only the Strong that came out in the late 80s, man. And it's about this. It was my first introduction. I remember in college, someone had this on VCR. I was like, what is this? And it was all about this guy in Miami learning how to do Capoeira. So if you have any interest in it, Only the Strong. It is one of those kind of cheesy late 80s, early 90s movies, but well worth watching. And it had me and my friends out there trying to do capoeira like we were from, Brazil, and it did not work. It didn't work.
Eddie Gordo, baby, Tekken, Eddie Gordo.
Listen, man, I'll leave that capoeira stuff to Trick, man. That's right up his alley. I'm sticking to the wrestling, the amateur wrestling, man. That's my bread and butter. So just don't let me get a hold of you. And I hope your cardio's good.
Ooh.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. I know, with your time at NXT, being in the Performance Center, a lot of big names stopped through there. Who are some legends that you've gotten to meet or gotten to have words with that blows the little kid version of you's mind? Like that fan in you got to meet.
Yeah. I think when I first got signed, and this was right before Triple H had his heart thing, but it was still black and gold and everything, and just my crew, Bron, Trick, Kreese, all of us, we were doing the security gimmick. Right. So just to have him, just to go out there and, Finn Balor and Karrion Kross and Adam Cole, all these guys are having, their main event matches, and then we're getting involved and we're getting, instruction from Triple H and a Shawn Michaels. Like, the little kid in me is like, how did I get here? Like, how am I here right now, standing next to, Triple H, and he's going, hey, what's up? Like, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Like, yeah, heard all about you. I watch you. You're great. Like, just hearing this person of that caliber talk to me and showing interest in me was insane. But I mean, CM Punk, The Undertaker, John Cena,
Taker. Man,
all these dudes, man, just meeting them and trying to, I don't want to be that guy, and you got to play it cool.
But you're tripping, man. It is. I get it.
Bro.
Yeah, just the little kid in me is like, oh my God, like, what? This is nuts. But they've all been good to me. They're all super insightful, giving me all the best advice with the best intentions. So it's very cool when somebody of that caliber is talking to you and giving you advice.
That's really cool,
bro. Yeah. Me and TJ, we did Fanatics Fest, and we got to meet Triple H. No, I ain't even going there yet.
Oh, okay,
I'm not even going there yet. Right? But now I have to.
Well, you have to now.
So so we meet Triple H and Stephanie same day, right? And so we trying to keep it cool as we can.
Yeah.
And as soon as they left that room, oh my God, you can't tell me, bro. We marked out so tough. And so we're going throughout the day. We ended up interviewing Rey Mysterio. So we're riding a high,
good.
Like you can't tell us nothing.
Rap Fanatics.
And then it's at the end of the day.
And plus, Tony, we hadn't even been a podcast. I think that was our 6th month as a podcast.
Yeah.
Somehow we got invited to Fanatics.
Brand new, meeting these people.
It was crazy. And then we go to a little green room on the side after our show, and Taker's there. And so I take my belt over, and I get my Attitude Era with the F on it, signed by Taker. Taker.
This belt he got when he was like 10 years old, by the way.
Yeah. I've had it since I was 10, bro. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I got that signed by Mick Foley so far, Triple H, and Taker. Killing it right now.
Absolutely.
So then, I like everybody I meet, I gotta throw the alley-oop to my tag team partner. I got, this my boy TJ. But TJ, you tell your part of the story. Go ahead, bro.
My buddy Mike McGinnis, he works for Fanatics, and we're up there, and he brings Undertaker over. So it's the 4 of us, me, Mike, Undertaker, and Shay. And I think I got caught up in the moment, Tony. And if you've watched this pod enough, we've probably told the story 20 times, and we'll probably have to tell it 20 more. But I think because we start doing his own podcast, and the curtain, he finally, after being the guy who stayed in character the longest, he finally let the curtain peel a little bit. Pulled it back, and just without thinking, man, I turned and I go, "Hey, Mark, good to meet you."
Yeah.
Oh, the Undertaker Mark.
Oh boy.
And
boy.
and bro, it took about 2 seconds. I went, oh no. And I looked at him, I was like, hey, I just want to apologize. I'm like, I got caught up in the moment. I called you by your government name. I'm really sorry.
Familiar
about that. And he goes, it's fine. He goes, I'm a little bit calmer about that type of thing these days. And I was like, oh.
He's trying to get us kicked out, bro.
You caught him at the right time, because I'm sure a
10
couple
years ago
before that he would have probably just walked away.
Yeah, right.
Bro, Mark.
Yeah. But I happened to show him this picture that I took of the two of us at the after party from WrestleMania 21, which was out here in Los Angeles. So I quickly pulled that picture up and like, no, I'm a fan. Look. And then we recreated that picture. So I think he let it go, which was like, oh, whew.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And there it is.
Look at that.
So there they are.
Look at that.
Yeah, the one is from.
Hey, what's going on with the beard in that one picture, man?
Well, it was just growing in. That's when I decided that, all right, I'm going to commit to this beard gang. And then 20 some years later, I'm fully invested.
Okay.
In it.
All right.
That was us.
Looks good, man. Looks good.
Appreciate
That's pretty cool, though.
It looks okay now, Tom, to be honest with you. My barber, Benny Blades, he's been on tour with a New Edition for like the last month. So I'm looking like a hostage right now. I can't wait for him to get home because my beard is not
up,
proper.
A little trim. Yeah, I hear you.
I need something, man. But he's out there with Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Ralph and Boys the Men, and he's cutting them up and left me here looking like this.
Yeah, man, he's getting after it though.
He's doing this thing.
I will say, when your barber goes out of town or is not available, it's like a piece of you is like, right? Damn, I need.
Because I don't want to.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to go to someone else, but
outsourcing your face.
Well, you guys know who Spice Adams is?
Yeah.
He always does that meme or that video of how you feel before you get a haircut and then after.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the truest thing ever.
No feeling like it.
Absolutely.
No feeling
Absolutely.
Like it. I'll share something with you guys. This is so stupid. Normally I go see my barber on the weekend, right? So if he cuts me on a Saturday, right? Now, we got to do the Eisen show on Monday. So I want to make sure the beard stays as fresh looking as possible. I can't believe I'm going to share this with you guys. So that whole weekend for those Saturday and Sunday, the way I sleep, so I don't turn over and mess the beard up, because I at least want to get Monday. Like, let me get to Monday with it still looking as fresh as possible. So I'll be sitting there on the weekend sleeping, like, trying not to roll over, trying not to mess the beard.
Bro, you don't got a comb or a brush just to fluff it out.
I do, but I mean, it looks so perfect when he does it. I just don't want to mess it up, man. Like, I'm in the shower, like, trying to avoid getting too much water on it.
On TV. Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Right? Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Damn. Now I know you be in the crib street, Transylvania.
Monday, Tony, Monday and Tuesday come to work. My neck's all hurting because I've been trying to hold it one.
You straight Nosferatu all night, trying to keep your beard
looking proper just for 2 days. That's all I know.
You know what you should do? You should put on one of those neck braces. Just keep your neck up.
Or a sleeping pillow. I got one of those from the plane.
Sleeping pillow, bro.
Tony, yes. That's what I'm going to do next. Well, like I said, he's gone till April. So, they're out there cooling it now and Mr. Telephone manning it all around the country. So I got to wait till he gets back. But
hey, that's a good song, bro.
Go get you a neck brace or, one of them pillows, and then I'm sure it'll be good.
That's the move.
Yeah.
But Tony, you said something earlier I wanted to bring up. You talked about going on a hiatus. After the family, I guess it kind of run its course. You went away for a while. Was that hiatus? Was that injury related, or was that just so you could kind of do a little reset on you? Because I know I mentioned the Dawn before, but that is not the character now. So,
no injury. It was just a bit of a reset. I will say I did have a couple personal things that came up unexpectedly. But honestly, things happen the way they're supposed to. So it was good. I got a reset. I kind of got a different perspective on life and work. And, like I said, in that time, my wife got pregnant. So it just, you get in this bubble and you just so like, lift, work, eat, film, like you're just doing that for so long, you kind of forget why you got into this, or there's life outside of this. And so sometimes you need a little reset, and I'm pretty thankful that I got that opportunity. And now now I'm what you see on TV. So I have a whole new perspective and outlook on what I need to do to achieve my goals and take care of my family.
And that goal, of course, is to win the NXT World Championship on April the 4th at Stand and Deliver.
April 4th, Stand and Deliver. It's St. Louis in the Factory. And I also want to point this out. This is the same venue where I defeated Oba Femi for the North American Championship.
Okay, he's got history in this building, people.
Just saying, I got some history in this building, so that's any telling sign. I don't know what else is.
Well, good luck to those other three, then, man.
Yeah.
TJ, I gotta get one more in. I gotta get one more in, TJ. I gotta ask, because I know he's a fan.
Yeah.
So, you're on NXT right now, and the goal right now is to get the NXT Championship, and you are staying focused on that. Mm-hmm. But anybody who's been a fan of you knows that the main roster could be calling at any moment. And with that main roster comes some main roster type matches. So when you think of things like the Rumble, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, which one of those big matches has always been on your dream set that you just got to get before the career is done?
Well, the cliche answer is, have a WrestleMania moment. Of
course.
Everybody says that. So of course that's on the agenda. But, I'm kind of a brawler, bruisey type of guy. So I think I would have a lot of fun in Hell in a Cell. Cool. I think I would thrive in that environment, just kicking the crap out of each other. I'm into that. Knock on wood, my body's pretty hardened by now, so I can withstand a lot. I think Hell in a Cell would be pretty cool. But on a, secondary, I think the Rumble would be cool, just because me and my buddy used to play that, on the old WWE games. For whatever reason, we just liked the Rumble and just having a bunch of dudes coming out. The roster at the time, like, everybody was a stud. So, that was one of my favorite things to watch, because you never knew who was coming out.
Yeah.
And then, people come back from injury, or, a retired guy coming back to, do some damage. It was a fun match. Absolutely. For sure.
Well, Tony, man. Sorry, Shay, go ahead.
Go ahead, TJ. I was going to say, we know when we see Hell in a Cell and Tony D, we know that in his heart of hearts,
it's about to be a problem.
He's having the time of his life.
Yeah. I might look like I'm struggling, but deep down, I'm having a great time.
That's well, Tony, before we let you out here, man, one thing I like to say to you that we like to tell everyone: now you've done this, you're NCW, and you're NCW for life. You know what I'm saying? So you're family now, bro. When you come to Los Angeles, I'll let you know where the spare key is. Come in, help yourself to whatever in the fridge. Kick your feet back on the couch and watch the TV, chill out. And there's something in the house, though, right? We don't tell everybody this, just our special guests, that in the garage we got a DeLorean, a little time machine. Okay.
Oh,
so what I'm going to do is we're going to give you the keys to this time machine. Okay. Before you go, and we're going to let you go back to any point in time, and I want you to pick 5 wrestlers from any era that you would love to have a WrestleMania main event with. Who would Tony D'Angelo love to test his skills against throughout the history of wrestling?
I think Macho Man.
Ooh.
He's in there.
Ooh,
I think that would be
man.
awesome.
You see my shirt right now, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. My man.
Oh, yeah. Freak out. I'm talking to you, Tony D, the guy with the big guns, brother. Yeah. Dig it. Yeah.
Me, you ever seen Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one?
Yeah.
Of course.
He was in that first one. Me and my buddy Joey, we quote him all the time. He's funny, man. I would love to work with that dude, which was also in a cage match. Maybe that's where I learned to love it. I don't know. But I think Macho Man, Stone Cold.
That makes sense.
Loved it. I mean,
you want that check too after it's all said and done. That's going to be a big one.
What? Yeah, absolutely. Him. I mean, The Rock. I got to go with him. Yeah. He's kind of the one that got me into it. I think Kurt Angle. And for the fifth one, man, maybe Ric Flair.
Woo!
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that'd be 5 that would be crazy to get in the ring with them.
Can I just throw you one random one?
Sure.
Because you like to fight and you like the brawl. I'm going to see Tony D'Angelo and Bruiser Brody mix it up.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of comparisons to that guy.
Oh,
so yeah, I think that would be an extremely hard hitting match.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, of course, I'd like to work him. Yeah, I mean, there's the 100 names that I would love to work, but picking 5 is tough sometimes.
Well, we asked the tough questions here, Tom. Come on, now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it, man. Make me think.
Yeah. You got anything else, Shay?
No, man. This has been fun, bro. This has been a fun one. It's always great because we see you guys, being the giants that you are on the screen. But it's always fun to have an interview like this where you get to know the guy a little bit. And man, we had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Like, this is great. As I'm part of your family, you're a part of mine. I really enjoy fishing on my off time. So I'd love to, catch some hogs with you guys at some point. Me and Bron, we're doing all the fishing stuff right now. So I'd love to have you on the boat sometime. That'd be pretty cool.
Listen, bro, I've seen The Sopranos. I know what happens when people go fishing. That was a threat. It's fine.
I saw what happened to Fredo on that boat.
Yeah, what was that, bro? we told you we liked you.
Hey, man, it's a bass boat. It's not one of those big ones with a cabin where you can go. Do business underneath. I don't have any cinder blocks on the boat.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe there's a chance.
You got to worry.
We're chilling.
Well, again, thank you, Tony, and everyone. Remember, you're going to catch this man, Tony D'Angelo, April the 4th, NXT Stand and Deliver. He's going to battle for the NXT Championship against the champion Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Tony D'Angelo. That's April the 4th, and that is NXT's first standalone event to stream on YouTube in the United States. So make sure you guys check that out. Tony D'Angelo, man.
Tony D, what a guy.
Yeah, what a
guy,
great
dude.
interview. I had fun with that one.
Yeah, you could just tell, like, it's a good dude. It's a good dude behind there. You know?
Also, you could tell. You do probably want, based upon what everyone else says, you probably do want him on your team if a bar fight ever breaks.
Absolutely. And, he's about to be a new dad. That is a whole mode that he is not, like, you just can't prepare for it, bro. It puts you in that I got to get it mode. So I know he wants that title. We know how these things go, but now I'm rooting for the dude. Like, that's the problem with these interviews,
You start to like everybody.
I can't root for everybody. It just don't work that way.
Well, there's one thing I can tell you. One thing's for certain and two things for show. April the 4th, NXT Stand and Deliver. The winner of the NXT Men's Championship match is a family member of No Contest. That's all I know.
I mean, what you want? I mean, what you want, people?
Hey, even when we lose, we win. You understand?
You heard? You heard?
But yeah,
Absolutely.
man. So you're out. You are, as we said, you're out on family vacations. You're about to take a flight home. Hopefully, the TSA thing doesn't hinder your ability to make it back home in a timely manner. Oh, well, my bad. What am I thinking?
TJ,
don't even say
come
it.
on, baby. What are we talking about?
Remember, get out. Like, don't say that. Just, my bad. My bad. My bad.
Thank you.
Get home safe, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, hey, Shay, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Potters of Destiny podcast.
Okay.
They had me on as a guest this past Monday. I met my man Corey when I was in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. He works and covers the Detroit Lions, but he and his guys also have a wrestling pod. We met there. He came up to me, said he wanted to talk to me like a few days before, but he didn't want to bother me. Like, bother me. You know me. I'll talk. What we want to talk about? But he told me about their pod, asked me if I wanted to come on. So we were able to make it happen this past Monday. I figured, just like here, I figured, all right, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. The interview ended when we all went, all right, Raw's about to start, so maybe we should end this. It was well over 2 hours that I got to chop it up with the guys. But,
hey, okay.
Of course, spoke about you, our relationship. They thought that you and I must have, been friends for years. And I was like, had a general knowledge of him. He had probably little knowledge of me for years. I'm like, nah, man, this thing didn't get started really heavy until recently. And I said, the funny thing about it is you and I, the first time we ever met, I have it recorded on my phone, which is weird in itself. Like the first time you and I ever met, I was interviewing you here at the Rich Eisen show in the green room. And now here we are 78, episodes into No Contest, 7 years later after that first meeting. So this is
man, it's a beautiful thing. We just got the chemistry, man. Where can I see this interview?
Oh yeah, here's where you can see the interview, folks. Go to the YouTube, YouTube. You've probably been on there, people. Go to the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page or just type in No Contest Wrestling. You'll see all of our episodes from one to our most recent one, this one with Tony D'Angelo. Also on social media, you go to Twitter/X. You find us at There's No Contest. On Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Podcast. On TikTok, No Contest Wrestling Pod. Of course, you can listen to us on the ESPN platform, on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. So,
dog, you such a professional because I was asking about the interview that you did.
Oh,
you went right into it, baby. I love that.
That one, I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but when it does, I'll definitely, we'll definitely tweet it. Like I said, we had a great chat with those guys about wrestling and you and this show and just everything. It is when you start talking about wrestling, man. We start geeking out and time just flies. But yeah, so we got Stand and Deliver. We're still on the road to WrestleMania. Stephanie and Liv, O'Shea called into the Eisen show yesterday. He was Martin from Hawaii. He always tries to put on a fake voice. He got me the first time. He didn't get me this time. But we talked about Stephanie and Liv, man, the way that brawl looked real. Okay. That looked real on Monday.
Hold on now.
So let's see where that goes.
A couple receipts was happening.
You'll be back next week,
bro.
So you'll be back in Seal. We'll probably be able to chop that up a little bit more. I want to make sure you're able to get out of here and catch your flight. But one last thing, man, bad news out of AEW, man. We hear that Toni Storm, our girl, is out for the rest of the year. The rest of the year is like 9 months away, so it makes you wonder. I'm not putting anything out there, but you got to kind of wonder, is it just so she can kind of heal up? I don't know, but man, apparently Toni Storm is out for the rest of 2026.
Damn, after they set up the Ronda thing?
Yeah, so hopefully everything's all right with her, and hopefully this is just, just like an extended break. But man, I hope it's nothing too serious. We are huge Toni Storm fans, and hopefully everything's all right with her.
Absolutely, man. I got to get up out of here, but that's something to keep in mind for next week.
Yeah, bro.
On behalf of my podcast tag team partner, I am O'Shea Jackson Jr. This has been No Contest. Make sure that y'all have a good day, but not too good, because who the hell you think you are? And bye,
Bye, Miss Parker.